primary reason that I joined Rotary is to, when I moved to the York area, is to be able to give back to the community. And one of the business people that our company was doing business with invited me to the downtown Rotary Club. And so I've been a Rotarian collectively for well over 30 years now.
Great. Greg? Just a quick introduction.
I am,
why you joined Rotary.
I'm Greg Staub. I have the very great honor to be your district governor for this year. And I've been a Rotarian for 15 years. My home club is Hanover, Pennsylvania. And like a lot of people, I first joined Rotary as a business networking exercise, of which it's been a fabulous experience in that regard. But after a while, and like Elizabeth, my first aha moment was at a district conference where I saw all these wonderful people in Rotary doing all these really great things in their communities and around the world. And I was hooked from that moment on. So,
Karen?
I'm a member of the Passport Clubs that started last year that I feel was kind of a really good fit for me of finally being able to get involved. I was listening to John talk about it forever and a lot, and figured it was high time that I join him for real and not just be a tag along guest. So I was glad for this meeting. It came from Melissa. She sent it out as an option, which I get them all the time, but this really called my name because as much as I've just been listening partly in, there's so much I don't know or understand. Like, I don't even know how to get on this thing called Club Runner, which I know is where everything is. I've already lost my password. So I'm just grateful for the overview so I can at least be more well-versed, because I already believe in my heart. I know it's a great organization. So now I feel like I can spread the word, help out with membership when I really know what I'm talking about.
Gary LaTulip?
Gary LaTulip. I'm in the world famous York North Club, along with my counterparts. I joined Rotary, number one, because I was asked. Number two, because there was an opportunity to work with Youth and Children's Services, of which I have taken chairmanship of the Youth and Services Committee. And I just enjoy doing something for somebody else. There's a lot of satisfaction in that. And I've associated myself with some pretty great people.
Ralph?
Good afternoon. I'm Ralph Serpy, member of the Gettysburg Rotary. I joined because my spouse is a Rotary nut. And if I wanted to see them over the course of all of their volunteering, I had to do something to get in the Rotary cycle. So I joined his club is downtown York, and I've had a lot of fun volunteering with some service events with downtown York. But I work in Gettysburg and joined the Gettysburg Club, and I have yet to find a groove, and I'm not quite sure if Rotary is for me. I've been a member for 4 years, so I'm going to start at the very beginning and see if I can't be my own Rotary member and not a vestige of my family's Rotary service. Thank you. Nice to see everybody. And I was on this call a month and a half ago with another gentleman, and I don't know if he's here. I don't see him, but we had our own new member chat the last go around that was canceled.
Oh, sorry, but I'm glad you persevered and came back. Thank you.
We gave each other credit for a meeting.
Good. Okay, nice.
there you go.
John?
Good evening, folks. My name is John Anthony. I am your immediate past district governor. So last year was my year, and I found Rotary through my mom. You talk about family members. She had her shoe firmly planted in my tush for quite a while about getting involved in Rotary. She's been in since the late 80s out in Chester County, Pennsylvania. And I finally did join in 2007, and actually was kind of a terrible Rotarian for the first 4 years or so. Was really just kind of going to breakfast and not doing a lot of the things that could be done. And there's a story behind why I ended up getting more involved, but I did. And I love the fellowship and doing service together. And the fact that Rotary has the opportunity, no matter what your passion is, for you to plug in. So, yep, I love it.
Shanna?
Yeah, I'm Shana Hollick. I'm actually I am in the Hanover PA Club, and I'm the brand new library director at the Public Library in Hanover. So I've been the library director here for about 3 months, and some of my board members and other people in the Hanover community recommended Rotary, and I checked out a couple meetings and thought this was really great. I do a lot of volunteer work. I'm looking to get involved more in the local community here. So I was just inducted into the Hanover Club like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was very recently. So I'm happy to be here and learn more about Rotary.
Awesome. Rick?
Thank you, Elizabeth. My name is Rick McKee. I'm a proud member of the Hanover Club. Been Rotarian for about 2.5 years, and I have dipped my toes in a variety of the projects and enjoyed every one of them. And I share almost on a weekly basis how happy I am and proud to be a Rotarian. And the amazing people who are fellow members, the more we learn about each other, the more I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Lee?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Lee Carraher. Sorry for joining you late. I was having trouble actually logging in. So figured the reboot of a computer always seems to work magic. But I am with the Carlisle Sunrise Club, and I really joined Rotary just a couple of months ago because I was new to the Pennsylvania area. I was moving back in from overseas. I'm here at the Army War College, and a lot of my colleagues talked about Rotary, and I just wanted to feel connected to my community and to really to find ways of volunteering and supporting my new community. So I'm really excited to be part of Rotary, and everyone has just been wonderful and making me feel like part of the family.
Thanks. Amy?
Hi, everybody. My name is Amy Konis, and I'm with the Harrisburg Club. I got involved in Rotary because of a very dear friend, Karen Snyder, who had bugged me for years and years and years to join. And she asked me if I would join when she became president, and I felt like I couldn't say no to her. So she has since passed, and I continue to serve in her honor, and hopefully am doing close to a good job as she did. I also sat on the board for a period of time at my club, and I have been the membership committee chair, I think, for the past 5 or 6 years. I can't even remember. So one of the things that I constantly hound on is the idea of retention when it comes to membership, that it's one thing to bring members in the door, but it's a whole other thing to remember to be able to retain them. So I'm kind of hoping between that and the fact that the membership committee also runs a mentorship idea that when you join, we hook you up with a mentor. So I was kind of hoping to listen in and see if maybe I could get a couple of nuggets for both of those purposes, to kind of remind people why you joined and why it's important to continue your membership. And then also from when new folks join, just a couple of talking points to kind of remind them why we're doing this. So just hoping to learn and listen, but thank you for putting this together. I think it's fabulous.
Okay, thank you. Well, thanks everybody. So before we get to the heart of the program, I just want to a little more formally introduce our 2021-22 District Governor, Greg Staub. You can all read Greg's bio on the district website, and he will be visiting your club throughout the course of this Rotary year. But suffice it to say, Greg is a Hanover boy through and through, and that an important initiative for him is to support and strengthen our clubs through membership development and membership retention. Greg, the Zoom camera is yours.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you very much for all the hard work that you and this committee have put into these new member chats. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. On behalf of District Governor-elect Juliet Altenberg, District Governor nominee Fred Gellert, immediate past District Governor John Anthony, and myself, which is your District district leadership team, I want to welcome you to this new member chat. And we have a great program in store for you. And also want you to feel free to reach out to any member of the district leadership team if you want information or help. We are available for you. Or even if you just have a great idea of something that would be really cool for Rotary to do. So with that, I'm going to turn the program over to immediate past district Governor John Anthony.
All right, folks. So we're going to start off with a poll. So I don't know if many of you may be able to tell this, but my wife and I are in the same house about 15 feet away from each other. So we're going to try and make sure the echo doesn't hurt you too much. So with that, is there a poll, Casey, to throw up?
Yes, so the first poll is how long have you been a member? It looks like so far we have a few different people who have answered, and it looks like a pretty even split here. Right now we have 4 people under a year, 2 people 2 to 4 years, and 3 people who are, 4 people now that are more than 5 years.
All right, thank you. You're going to have to guide me through that because I don't see the poll on my screen at all.
I'll help out with that.
Thank you very much. All right, so sounds like it's a great spread. If you want to go ahead then and toss us into the PowerPoint. Awesome. All right, so today we're going to roll through a lot of information, but and we hope that you're able to glean a few nuggets and walk away a little bit more informed, but also a little bit more impassioned about your particular area. All right, Casey, go ahead. So generally, we're going to start with Rotary International, right? There are 1.2 million Rotarians around the world, 35,000 clubs, 505 districts. I will tell you one of my greatest, in my mind, Rotary moments was at the International Assembly, which is where all the district governor-elects go to be trained at the end of their training. All 505 of us are in San Diego interacting with each other, sitting next to people who are from Japan and Germany, wearing those funny ear sets so that you can understand what they're talking about, talking through how we can help each other and learn from each other to help our districts be better. An incredible experience. I offer out to all of you, if you have a desire for leadership, this is one of the greatest roles that I've ever played. So we have 74 zones and then 1 international organization. Go ahead to the next slide, Casey. So we look at this as an upside down pyramid. You are literally, as a Rotarian, the person at the top. Every other part of it supports you and your efforts to be of service to your community and the world. So it's you and then your club and then your district, which we'll talk about. Zone 32, which is a cluster of districts up the East Coast and into Canada. And then Rotary International. That's kind of our general structure as an organization. Casey? Our current international president is Shekhar Mehta, and he is from India, an incredible individual. And I encourage you to check out his story on the international website and on YouTube. Each year we have a new president that comes in to help guide our direction. This year it's Shekhar. Next year, for the first time ever in the history of, I was going to say mankind, humankind, we have a woman who will be president of Rotary International. So we're very excited about that as well. Next slide. So in our zone then, this is Valerie Wafer. Valerie used to own a number of businesses in Canada and now donates all of her time to Rotary. She is not only your representative on the Rotary International Board of Directors, but she's also oversees 2 zones, zones 28 and 32, which are our zones, which run again up the East Coast and all the way across Canada and into Bermuda as well. So Valerie is a very fun person to get to know, very knowledgeable about Rotary, and also was recently appointed as Vice President of Rotary International. So if you have an opportunity to hear her speak, which you do through our district oftentimes, please do take that opportunity. Next slide. This is the logo for this year. You can see it behind me and on the screen. each year we had the president of Rotary International puts together a theme through which we operate. Last year it was Rotary Opens Opportunities. This year, Serve to Change Lives. Next. When District Governor Greg comes to your club, by the way, he'll have pins for you, which will be the logo to put on your clothing so people will identify you as a Rotarian. All right, Casey, you want to fire this up?
So before we jump into a quick little video, we have one more poll here. This is just going to test your knowledge. You will learn this in the next video. So I'm going to launch this. And actually, we are going to do this one in the chat feature. So if you know how Rotary got its name, drop that in the chat feature and we'll see if anyone knows the answer to this. Or if you'd like to unmute and say it, that's fine too. All right, Karen says they would rotate meetings. That's a good one. Anyone else? It's the hub and spoke of industry leaders, executives of Mazda. All right, well, I'm gonna switch my screen share here and play a little video for us. So that way we can learn what the answer is.
A club so professionals with diverse backgrounds could exchange ideas, form friendships, and give back to their communities. Rotary's name came from the group's early practice of rotating meetings among the offices of its members. They were committed to service and not afraid to dream big. Today, that club now has 1.2 million members. In 1952, 58,000 cases of polio were reported. Over 3,000 died, and 21,000 were left with paralysis. We began our fight against polio in 1979 with a project to immunize 6 million kids in the Philippines. We went to Mexico, immunized 13 million children. Then we went to South America, Central America. One nation after another became polio-free. We raised $1.6 billion to end polio and teamed with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, World Health Organization, UNICEF, CDC. With our efforts, we even arranged a 4-day ceasefire in the Civil War in the Sudan so we could go in and immunize the children, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Today, there are less than 20 people in the world with the disease. We broadened our goals. We set sights on providing not only vaccines, but clean water, sanitation to nations across the globe. We built thousands of WASH programs in over 100 countries, $3 billion on life-changing sustainable projects. We support education. We give scholarships and grants to people who fight for the same beliefs. We give over $7.5 million away yearly. We use terms like service above self. We believe in doing good. We want to make the world a better place. We dream big and have a powerful heart. We're neighbors, friends, leaders, problem solvers who see a world where people unite and take action to create change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. What are we going to battle next? Who's our opponent? We're a team of 1.2 million people and eager to fight. And like Paul Harris stated, whatever Rotary may mean to us, to the world, it'll be known by the results it achieves.
So while Casey's queuing us up for the next thing, I have to say that that video brings chills to my spine every time I watch it. We have played that in front of the president-elect called PETS training, and a room full of 4 districts worth of president-elects are standing and applauding that video because of the impact that they can see that Rotary has. It's just awesome. All right, Casey, where are we? There we are. So what is Rotary, right? So we just saw the video. Do we have a poll now, or are we going right to the Rotary website? There we go. So as your first resource, folks, the Rotary.org website is a place where you'll find almost anything that you want to know about Rotary. It's a robust, ever-changing, ever-updating site that Casey's trying to pull up for us so that we can see it, just how great it is. The front page of it has current events. It has information about when somebody says to you in an elevator, you're in Rotary, why are you in Rotary? It's important for us, as many of you said, to learn about the organization that we're actually in and give us the opportunity to be able to share with them some of the overview. Our passion may not be their passion, but if we can give them an overview and share with them a little bit about what it is that Rotary does across all channels, and then drill down into what we're passionate about. So if you can go to the main page there, Casey.
So before we scroll down at all, I do want to launch one other fun poll. I'm gonna launch this here. Feel free to answer. How many Rotarians are there in the world? And I have to do this before we go to the website because the website will give us the answer. All right, another minute here.
I think we also got the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I spoiled it in there. I'm sorry. Okay, so everyone's got it. 10 out of 10, everyone said more than 1 million. So we're doing good here, guys. All right, let me switch my screens here to the website so we can check out what that looks like. John, are you seeing the correct screen?
I am, yes. So this is, thank you. This is the Rotary.org website. This is where you begin your research. If you can page down for me a little bit. So this page will give you, and anybody who looks at it, an overview. Now it says 1.4 million. I said 1.2 million. I'm sure it fluctuates from time to time. I would go with their number, not my number. And so one of the many things that this site does is it shares with you not only who we are and how big we are, but also what we do in large regards. So keep paging down. There's been a lot of initiatives to do a lot of different things. You saw that polio piece. You can see here our causes, right? So these are some of our, you're going to learn a little bit more about this a little bit later, but we're going to talk about what it is that our focus is on. Where do we spend our energy and our finance? And these right here, when you click on those, which we're not going to do, it'll give you more information about what it is they are and what it means to us. And then, of course, they update it on a daily basis with updated information and news articles and projects that are literally happening right now in our backyard and in the world. This is really focused across the world, of course. If you want to page back up again, I think they got a sense of what this looks like. One of the things that we really want you to know about on this site as well, right under where it says for members, if you can hover over that, please. Yeah, so right there is a list of all of these different areas of interest, right? So if you have a particular passion that you want to dig into, right here, you can find how to get there. And then where Casey has her cursor is My Rotary. This is probably one of the most important things you can do as a brand new member is get logged on to this site so that it gives you access to Club Runner and to more information deeper inside the membership information that you can only get access to as a member. So lots of great information here. We encourage you to explore this. It's on our one sheet and make sure you get over to that My Rotary so that you can get logged in. All right.
So
Elizabeth?
our mission is we provide service to others, promote integrity, and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through our fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. As we go through our program, we are very much hoping that we're demonstrating to you how our mission becomes action. Mute.
Greg, you're muted.
Sorry. Rotary's vision statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. To me, the most important part of that is take action. because Rotarians are people of action.
And so these have been recently reconsidered by our international organization. The vision statement, I think, Greg, you might remember, I think it's what, 3 years old now, 3 or 4 years old?
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that our international organization is constantly updating our drive and what it is and who we are. So, Casey? So we want to remind you of the social media that's available to all of us as Rotarians. This is the Rotary International YouTube channel, and they send you updated videos all the time on this page. It's a great one to subscribe to. You can see the subscribe button at the top, and you'll receive updated video, not only on what's happening in Rotary, but projects that are happening around the world. You can see how and it's really interesting to see. You'll hear from Shekhar, our president there, his updated video and interviews with different people. This is a great resource. I think Casey's going to play that top video for us.
And communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. And together, we turn great ideas into reality by accessing our networks, our experience, and the best of ourselves to make a difference. Around the world, Rotary brings leaders together to build new friendships and to solve problems. Like in Austria, where generations work side by side to come up with innovative ways to build sustainable housing and community centers. Everyone learning from each other. In India, volunteers run a mobile blood bank to help provide a steady blood supply for their local community. And in Taiwan, people are working hard to get vulnerable citizens the support and services they need. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. In your backyard and around the world, there's power in our connections. Take action with us. Find out more at Rotary.org.
I love that video because it's one that we can easily share with others who say to us, what is Rotary? What are you guys doing? So we're going to talk now about our 7 areas of interest. What do we spend our focus on, Greg?
Thanks, John. The first area, and the areas of focus are important because if you want the Rotary Foundation to fund a project, either locally or globally, it has to fit into one of these 7 areas of focus. Unfortunately, they're very, very broad. The first one is clean water and sanitation. I've seen so many water projects all around the globe originated out of this district. In fact, the Harrisburg Club I know has a special committee that's dedicated to water projects because they have a particular passion for that activity. The second one is the environment, and this is the newest one. This was just added the year when I was training to be district governor. And so these projects can focus on anything that has to do with improving the environment, cleaning up the environment, or preventing it from getting polluted in the first place. The third one is disease mitigation. And of course, this has to do with our effort to eradicate polio. Those projects can be dedicated to any kind of disease mitigation. Number 4 is maternal and child health. I've seen a lot of these types of projects too, and have been involved in a couple of them. Number 5 is education. This one is a particular passion of mine. I'm a great believer in developing literacy because I'm a firm believer that nobody's going to get anywhere if they can't read. They're going to get even further if they can read well. And we need to do everything that we can to support that. I'm a member of the Rotary Focus Group on literacy, and I get a newsletter every month with all the projects that are going on around the world that have to do with literacy, and also get emails from people asking for information or sending me information about different ways that we can promote literacy. Number 6 is economic development. Seen some great projects. We did one out of Hanover. It was originated by one of our members who was a native of the Philippines. There was a village there who their whole economy was based on fishing, and unfortunately, all their boats got wiped out in a typhoon. And he developed this program where the grant built 4 fishing boats. The fishermen that were given those boats had an agreement to give back a certain percentage of their profits to build more boats. And within a few years, they were able to literally rebuild the entire fleet of fishing boats. Number 7 is World Peace. Rotary is only one of 2 organizations that has a seat at the United Nations. The other one is the Red Cross. And it came about primarily because of Rotary's contributions to peace and fostering peace all around the world. With that, I'll turn it back to John.
And actually, before we move on, we have one more poll. We like to keep everyone engaged, and we want to know which area of which focus of Rotary is most interesting to you. Feel free to answer the poll, drop it in the chat. We want to kind of hear from you as far as what you're interested in.
Yeah. By the way, I would just add that there is a focus group for each of these 7 areas of focus that you can join through the Rotary International website, and that will put you in touch with other like-minded Rotarians who also share that passion for that one area of focus.
Right. So it looks like we do have 5 people interested in education on the call. 1 in world peace, 1 in economic development, 1 disease mitigation, the environment, and 3 for clean water. So we have a pretty good spread there. We're lucky to have all of you so we can really work to meet the Rotary's focus areas. And John, I'll turn it over to you.
So as we move through the 7 areas of focus, right, that's what we give our foundation money to. So when you give money to the foundation, a portion of it comes back to us 3 years later. And our foundation is among the highest rated foundations on earth. The Polio Plus and Polio Now organization or part of Rotary is separate from that. And this is fulfilling our commitment to help eradicate polio from the face of the earth. And so there's an entire website that Rotary has created. This is it. We're not going to kind of walk through this, but we want you to know it exists. It's on your one sheet. You can go visit it. But it's amazing what, polio was still in the United States when Rotary got involved back in the early or late 70s. And now we're down to literally 2 countries on earth. And as recently as last week, there were only 2 new cases of polio this year, which is the least we've had in a very, very long time. So we're very excited about this. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation partners with us, and we raise $1 and they bring $2. So every dollar you give towards ending polio is tripled because of what they're doing. And there are hundreds of thousands of Rotarians around the world that are literally delivering the vaccine to children in countries across the world. So very, very cool what we do there. And if that's a passion of yours, you can certainly get involved.
The Rotary Foundation, the mission of the Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation helps Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace by improving health, providing quality education, improving the environment, and alleviating poverty. The Rotary Foundation is the philanthropic arm of Rotary International. Charity Navigator gives the foundation its highest rating of 4 stars. The Rotary Foundation has spent more than $3.7 billion on clean water, on education, on peace, and on ending polio, emphasizing the 7 areas of focus that Greg just talked about. The Rotary Foundation has been doing good in the world for over 100 years. Whether you're interested in doing good in a country across the globe or the county where you live, the Rotary Foundation's grant program can help you fund your project. And it doesn't stop with grant funding. The foundation supports youth leadership, scholarships, peace fellowships, youth exchanges, and much more. Their ask is that every Rotarian every year contributes $100 or more to the foundation. Join the Rotary Foundation in doing good for the next 100 years.
All right, so our next slide, we're going to be talking a little bit about the last piece of the international field. So Casey. So the international organization looks at, in all things that they're thinking about, and this is really something that's filtered down to the district level. In all things that we do, how do we increase our impact, expand our reach, expand our participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt? And so implementation of things that we do, we're thinking about these 4 things. Casey? And the last thing on international is this website. So as a brand new member, they have built an entire section just for you. Right here, and Casey's going to take us to it, it will show us all kinds of education and updates and information that is geared right for the new member who literally knows nothing about Rotary. So where do I start? What do I need to do? How do I dig into education about a particular thing or another? So this, again, this website is on the one sheet that we're going to send out to you so that you have it, but it's a great place for you to start or continue your ongoing Rotary education. All right, so that being said, I think we're moving now to our district. So you are part of District 7390, and of our district, we have 7 counties. We encompass 7 counties with over 2,000 members in 42 clubs. It's very exciting to be part of an organization that is like that we cover this kind of area in South Central Pennsylvania. And each of those clubs are doing good work in their backyard, and many of them are helping do good work around the world. So Casey's going to take us to our district website. So this website is all about us, right? So this is a great place for you to spend a couple of minutes learning about and getting updates on what's happening across our district. Casey, if you can page down, you can see we just recently had a past district governor talk to us about membership and what's happening and how to help it grow. On the left-hand side, you can see membership resources, and that's a great opportunity for you to take a look at what resources are out there for members and how to grow members. We have service activities. So on the right-hand side, there's a page that we created last year, which is a growing page of clubs sharing what services they have done to help other clubs, other Rotarians, and non-members understand what we're doing in terms of the kind of service that we're providing. If I'm in Mechanicsburg and I see something that I'm interested in happening in Lancaster, I can go there and I can participate in that service, or I can call them, learn about it, and bring that kind of service back to my club. So a great resource for you there. Right below that is our new Rotary blog that we created last year. If you have a blog article about something that you're doing, we would love for you to go ahead and submit to that. Again, on the left-hand side, then you can see district development, which is one of the things that we're doing on a somewhat monthly basis, where we learn about things that are Rotary and things that aren't Rotary but have impact on Rotary. Lots of great content coming to you through Zoom for 1 hour on a given Monday night. And then there's continual updates of information, right? So we'll see information about what's happening with service projects or what's happening with the district. This little video here is actually us, the district leadership. Last year, our district was the #1 district in the zone for foundation giving. And so they asked us at the zone level to do a little video of celebration. We did that. If you can page back up again real quick, Casey. So at the top, there are just 2 quick things I think we want to share. One is the calendar. And so that's at the very top. Yep. And on that calendar, Melissa, our district executive director, keeps this up to date. And this calendar shares with you all of the current events that are happening. And in fact, at the bottom of this calendar, you can subscribe to it if you use Google Calendar or some other iPhone calendar. So you can subscribe to it, and these things will pop right onto your calendar. You don't even have to come back to here. But if you can come to here, this is where you'll find links and information and registration, and it's amazing what's happening. And then the other thing that we wanted to show you was our district leadership. So These are the faces of the people who right now are plugged in to help make the district go. And all of these folks would love to converse with you about what it is that you're interested in doing. So many of these folks are either past district governors or leaders in whatever way. We have an entire group, 7 different groups. Our district has 42 clubs, and it's broken out into 7 different groups, and each group has a leader that helps your club with whatever your club needs. And so another resource for you is to reach out to your group's leader. You can ask your president which group you're in. It's alpha based, so whatever the letter is, you would then identify who your group leader is. All right. Any other comments from anybody else on this? Any questions from those who are out there so far? Everybody's still awake. Casey, how are we doing on, let's go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So you may remember that we talked about making sure that you register on the Rotary International website. You go to My Rotary and you sign up. When you do that, you can download an app right to your phone. And this app gives you information on where every club on earth is. It'll give you information about where the clubs in our district are, when they meet, who their leadership is. And it actually gives you the name and contact information for every Rotarian in the district. So you talk about being able to network or reach out and talk to somebody about a project that they're working on. This is a great tool. So it is the Club Runner app. And you can, again, these links will be on the one sheet that you get. So you'll be able to go and download that once you have logged into My Rotary and get your username and password. Casey? All right, so District 7390 initiatives. We talked a little bit about what's happening at the international level. We have a lot of things happening here at 7390. A lot of things that cover a lot of different passions. So we decided to pick a couple of them and then show you a little bit about them. So go ahead, Casey, and give us the first one. We talked about how when you give money to the foundation, it comes back to us. Oh, wrong slide, my bad. So monthly district development, we talked about that for a second on the website. Here are some of the topics that we have had over the last year and a half. So DEI is a big conversation about what it is that diversity, equity, and inclusion have to do with Rotary and how we integrate it in. Membership, color codes for better communication is an amazing presentation. More about the foundation, Rotary Means Business. So these are great 1-hour classes, if you will, via Zoom, where you can learn and network and understand more about Rotary. Next. So the grant committee, this is where we talked about how we give money to the foundation. Much of that money comes back to us 3 years later, and we have the opportunity then to offer grants right here in our district and around the world. And so our own grant committee, comprised of people right here in our district, are making those decisions every month, first Monday of the month. And if you would like more information about the grant committee, how it works, how that money is being disseminated, how you can get involved, District Governor-elect Juliette Altenberg would love to hear from you. The DEI committee, we mentioned this, the diversity, equity, and inclusion is a hot topic, but it really has been a topic we've talked about for years. How do we make people feel more welcomed to join Rotary? And so past District Governor Dennis Zugler out of Elizabethtown is chairing that committee, and he would love to hear from you as well. Rotary Means Business. You know, Paul Harris started Rotary 116 years ago on the premise that he wanted to meet people of like mind and like heart and do business with them. And from that group, philanthropic endeavors ensued naturally because they were of like mind and like heart. And so Rotary Means Business is a rebirth of that concept. We were the 3rd district on earth to get involved in Rotary Means Business Fellowship. And now there are over 100 districts around the world that are making this happen. So what this is a gathering of folks who are networking in fellowship of like mind and like heart, looking to do business with Rotarians. Scott Stevens of the Harrisburg Club is chairing this. He'd love to hear from you if you'd like to be involved, if you'd like to just come to an event or get involved in the leadership. So I said there's a lot going on, and there truly is. This is not everything, but it is quite a bit. And so whether your passion is for the children or for the teachers, which of course is one of my passions, or for the veterans, or for cleaning up the community, or international help with water, whatever it may be, we have something happening. We have something happening that's either supporting the clubs that are doing it, or we have things that are happening that we actually do. You know, you may have heard on TV about the Rotary Teacher Impact Awards, but a lot of people don't realize that that's a Rotary thing that's supported by the TV station, not the other way around. And WITF has been an amazing partner in that. And so we would love for people to get more involved in any of these kinds of projects and activities that we are doing. Okay, Casey. Dates of interest. So you can see that one of these is in the past, a couple of these are in the future. The reason we show you the one in the past is because every year World Polio Day is October 24th, celebrated around the globe. And Rotary around the globe spends the month of March raising more money, more focus, more and teaching people about polio. It's only a plane ride away. We're this close from making it go away, but we need to keep the pressure on. And so that's why we have that on there, to make sure you know that. And that if that is an area that you're interested in getting involved in, John May, who is our polio district polio chair, I believe again this year, would love to hear from you. The foundation dinner, this is probably one of the greatest events that we have in our district, because it's a celebration of all the service that is happening through and because of the money that's being given by the people in the district. And so Juliette Altenberg, our district governor-elect, has put together a great event this year. There's still time to sign up on our website. It's happening in Liberty Forge, right over in Mechanicsburg. It's going to be a fabulous dinner event where I believe we're over 90 some people have already signed up to attend. So if you want to meet other people from around the district, this is a great opportunity to do that. And the space is big enough. I'm told that they're going to be able to spread out. It'll be a fabulous event. So please do get to the website and sign up to join that sooner rather than later. District Governor Greg, you want to talk about your conference?
I do. Thank you, John. Our district conference is scheduled for May 6th and 7th of 2022. The theme of that conference is going to be the future of Rotary. Rotary, as we emerge from the pandemic, this is a period, I think, of tremendous opportunity for both Rotary and Rotarians to look forward to the future. And I invite you to join me in Harrisburg on next May to talk and to develop a vision of the future of Rotary in District 7390.
Thank you, sir. All right, Casey, do we have a poll at this time?
We are actually going to have everyone drop in the chat. We want to know what your passion is. Now that we've talked about all of Rotary's passions, what are your individual passions? If you can drop that in the chat, that'd be great. All right. Thank you, everyone. We are getting lots of different things. This is wonderful.
So just so that you know, the music one, Shanna, there is literally a Rotary International Music Fellowship. One of the things we haven't talked about is at the international level, there is fellowships in many areas of interest. And there are a number of folks around the district that are actually part of that. They get together every Sunday and sing. Which is interesting to get on a Zoom and sing with people from all over the earth. Kind of fun.
Yeah, John, the last I checked, there were I think it was over 70 different fellowships for a lot of things.
A lot of things. You know? Yeah. I'm a member of the Beer Fellowship and the Bourbon Fellowship, or whiskey. Philanthropic, encouraging people to leave a charitable legacy. I love that, Ralph. That's great. We need to get you involved in some of the foundation stuff. So
well, one of the things the Gettysburg, New Oxford, and Littlestown Rotary did about 34 years ago was give birth to this organization where I work called the Adams County Community Foundation. It was created as a Rotary project, and it has just taken off, especially in the last 4 years. And we are a project of the local Rotary and a permanent legacy to their service to the community.
that's amazing. I didn't know that, Ralph. That's fantastic. What a great legacy for Rotary to leave behind. And now you're there working. Wow, that's awesome. There's got to be one of the things that we are looking to do, and District Governor Gregg has talked about this in the past, is collaboration with organizations that are in communities to help expedite and make service work better. And it sounds like we need to be talking to you guys. All right, so service above self, right? This is our motto. It's not something we just say. I think if any Rotarian that you meet, it's a common concept, a part of who they are. They believe in the idea of being of service above themselves. And I love this as our motto for Rotary. So service above self being our motto, when you think about your passion, your area of passion, it really falls into one of these 5 avenues that the Rotary has kind of created to try and organize our thoughts, right? Because there's so much out there that we've just gone over. But when you think about where your area of passion is it within the giving back to the community, giving back to youth, using your vocation to give back to the world? I saw somebody put in international focus, which is awesome. We have some great things happening internationally as well. And then service to clubs in the district, right? We need leaders as much as we need people who are willing to swing a hammer or rake a yard or help to feed people or any of the other things that we do. So look at that area, at those avenues, as a way to help construct in your own mind what path you want to go down tied to your passion.
So here are some action steps for you to take next. Set up your ID on My Rotary. That hooks you into everything. Connect to your district and to the club via Facebook and YouTube accounts. Take what you've heard tonight back to your club and back to your mentor and talk about how you want to become involved. Great ways to become involved. Join a committee in your club, join a committee at the district level. And if you need any more ideas on how to get involved, just let us know.
So the 4-way test.
Excuse me.
This was
I forgot to unmute. The four-way test is the ethical guide that we as all Rotarians use in both our personal and professional lives. This test is, believe it or not, is translated in over 100 languages. Most clubs recite, and Rotarians recite this at their weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings. And it's pretty simple. When we think about what we want to do or say, you should ask, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and build better friendships? And will it be better to all concerned? I think they're pretty straightforward and very well tested principles that guide us.
So I'd like to take a minute and just thank the committee members this evening. Immediate past District Governor John Anthony, Dave Getz, Gary Lauer, Casey Nixon, and District Governor Greg Staub. I'm Elizabeth Wolf, and you're welcome to contact me or any of the folks at any time. And, you know, most of all, thanks to all of you, because you are the future of Rotary. Before we depart, would anyone like to share or make comments, or the floor is open?
This was our first run at it, folks, so be gentle, but we'd love to hear what you learned, what you feel like you didn't get that you thought you were going to get, or what you maybe got that you didn't know, or maybe what we talked about too much. So share away if you could.
Ralph?
I thought this was just terrific. As I said, I've been a member for 4 years. Our meetings are great. I had a wonderful opportunity to attend the large club gathering one year, which was just a phenomenal experience. But I didn't know how that experience connected to my home club experience, and I got pulled into, when I travel, going to different Rotary meetings. And that's a great experience in and of itself, that you realize how small the world is when you do that, and how welcoming it is. And then you start to believe and have hope in what's happening tomorrow. But I love this concept. I would imagine, with the way my brain works, I will attend at least 3 or 4 of these over the next as long as you have them. I'll come back to them, because I picked up so much today, and I really do appreciate it. So you couldn't tell it was the first time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
I'll join in. I've only been really part of Rotary. I wasn't inducted until, I guess, March, so just a little less than a year. And I felt this struck sort of the right amount of information, because it's too easy to sort of make us drink from the fire hose, just given how much Rotary does all over the world, and it's really rich history. And so I really appreciated sort of giving me the resources of where I can go and read more, while providing a lot of the really key and important messages that is probably what drew us to Rotary in the first place. So and more importantly, I did put down the international part, because one, I used to work in international humanitarian assistance. So I really appreciate not only appreciating what Rotary does within our own communities and at the district level, but how it connects to the broader community of Rotary clubs. So thank you.
Thanks, Lee. And what you said is very much what we intended the program to be. So that's great to hear that.
Comment too, Leah, that there are at least 2, maybe 3 international grants that are being supported and created right now by clubs in our district. And so if that's something that you want to dig into, you can reach out to any of us, and we can push you to the committee, and you'll learn more about it at that point.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
And I just
I think this is like an example of use it or lose it kind of thing, because as this was going on, I'm like, oh wait, I think I did one of these a couple of months ago. So thank you.
And I dropped into the chat the new member one sheeter with all the links from today's presentation. So feel free to download that. If for some reason you aren't unable to download it, just message me and I can email that to you directly.
All right, so if you have any other information or any other questions that you want to ask, feel free to reach out to any of us anytime, but we are at the 1 hour mark there, Chairman Elizabeth, so I think we're in good shape, right?
Perfect. So yeah, Casey, are you going to leave the room open a little bit if folks want to chat?
Yeah, feel free to stick on if you'd like to chat a little bit.
Okay, I myself have to sign off, but good night, everybody, and thank you so much.
Good night.
Thank you.
It's funny, honey, if you and I stay on together, we won't have to go in the other room.
I'm going to turn up my volume and really annoy you.
I have to go to another meeting, so I'm going to need to run. But Casey, unbelievable job. Thank you so much for making that happen.
You are welcome. Thank you for being able to adapt on the fly to all of our last minute changes.
It was awesome. I don't think anybody could possibly know what was supposed to happen compared to what actually did happen. It was great.
I thank both Casey and John for this. You did a great job.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Casey, how do you do those surveys? How do you get those to pop up?
You have to preload them, but they weren't working for me earlier in our run through, but they're working for John. And then when we got on to this one, it wasn't working for John, but it was working for me. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's a feature at the bottom of the Zoom page when you're creating an event and you can toggle between like registration, emails, polls, and you can pick different ones.
Oh, so it's like for an event, it wouldn't just pop up at a regular Zoom.
Oh, it could.
Okay.
It's only set up as a regular meeting. So you have that option in a meeting or webinar format. But it's all the way at the bottom. There's like a couple different tabs that you can click on.
Oh,
I'll show you how to do that later, bud.
Thank you.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I'd like it duly noted that the York North Rotary Club had 3 representatives.
You did. You did. Well done. Juliet from my club gave her apologies. She wasn't feeling well, but she wanted to be here tonight. But I counted. They were all, and on my screen, they were all kind of clustered together. So that was kind of cool. And
I actually feel bad if I had it to do over. We have some other newer members that probably should have. I don't remember. Do you remember, Casey, if I sent an email out to them?
You did.
I thought I did. But then we have some prospective members that I should have sent this to that I didn't. But it would be great to do this again, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end the recording, and I'm going to go ahead, and then I'll carve up the recording before we put it out to everybody, maybe.